Mendez, you're really one of the most talked about amateurs to come out of Houston area in the last several years. Tell us a little bit about how you first started getting boxing. That was quite some time ago. You were a little kid, weren't you?
Yeah, I started when I was 9 because my brother started, so I got into it and liked it.
And your brother's JT, and he's obviously a pretty well-known guy around the area. And well, tell us about when you start boxing as a girl at 9 years old. Even back then, female boxing was less accepted than it is now. I mean, what was that like for you when you first went in and started boxing at 9?
It was hard to get fights at first, but it picked up like when I was 13, 14 in the teens, and then I had about 50 amateur fights before I turned pro.
And so obviously you have some enjoyment for the sport. What is it that you enjoy about the sport?
Everything. I like hitting people. I like training. I like fighting.
And tell us again about your amateur career. You won some titles, and you were pretty well traveled as an amateur.
Yeah, I traveled everywhere in the United States for tournaments, won titles, belts.
Can you remember any of the titles that you won?
Ringside 4 times in a row. I got silver medal at the U.S. Championships, and I won the JOs when I was 15. And that was the first time that girls go to the JOs. Silver gloves many times.
Tell us about your style. I mean, you seem to have pretty good form, obviously, which will come when you start at the age of 9. Tell us a little bit about how you approach the sport.
Well, pretty much a boxer. That's my style. I get in, get out, pick my shots. Don't like to brawl much.
And now you just turned pro not too long ago. How long ago was it?
At the end of 2007.
Okay, and how many pro fights do you have right now?
6.
Okay, so you're 6-0?
5-0, 1 draw.
5-0 with 1 draw. So give us a little overview of your pro career so far now over the last year and a half or whatever it is.
I fought some pretty good girls. Anna Jolson, she was undefeated. Kasha Chamberlain, she fought for a title.
Yeah, let's go back to that last fight. This Kasha Chamberlain fight, probably on paper it might have looked like she might have had an edge. She had been apparently world ranked or something like that. And she talked a good game. I had talked to her before, and and if you look at the picture, she wasn't too happy at the end. But tell us about that fight. You really had to step up to do that.
Yeah, I trained hard for that fight, but I came out the winner in the end because it was like I hit her hard in the first round, and then after that she was holding. She didn't want to get out there again.
So you think you kind of hurt her in the first round and took a little bit of the starch out of her, kind of? And what do you know about you? You got a fight coming up then, I guess tomorrow night, obviously. And do you know anything about who you're fighting? And I think it's Giabrina something, isn't it? Do you know anything about who you're fighting?
No, nothing.
Don't know anything. And so this doesn't particularly bother you. I mean, you've done this dozens and dozens of times by now, and this is just another kind of day at the office for you.
Yep.
And what do you know? I mean, you're still young. How old are you now?
19.
Okay, so you're under 20 years old, and you've got a long way to go. What do you see as your future in this sport, or how far do you want to take it, that kind of thing? What's your goals?
Want to win a title, be number 1 in the U.S. Right now I'm number 3, but a title shot would be nice.
And after this fight tomorrow night, do you have any idea what's coming up for you on the horizon? Where do you think you stand right now in terms of when you might be able to step up to something pretty significant?
Hopefully in September. I want to fight Ava Knight. She's number 1 in the U.S. right now. So.
Okay. And what do you know about her style and how you would go about approaching her?
I really don't know much about her. I just know she's number 1 and I want her.
You do the same thing every time? You just go in and fight?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, best of luck to you. We'll see you again soon.
Thanks.